Get all of the criminals out of this country. You say we want all of the criminals out of here. And you're talking about illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants, which would be the proper term. You want the rapists, the pedophiles, the criminals out of the country because they make it unsafe for everybody. You know what? I hear you and I feel you. So let's start at the top. Let's start at the top with our elected officials and those working in the federal government. Once we have cleaned house there first, we can then move on to the next sensible group of people, which would be those working in the criminal justice system, and then those working in law enforcement and the military, right? Then we can go to the next reasonable group, which would be corporate CEOs and executives, right? Because we want to get all the criminals out of here, okay? After that, then we can start addressing people in healthcare who are criminals. Yeah? Let's get them all out. I mean, let's start at the top and go through in a sensible order. You see where I'm going with this, right? If we're going to hold people accountable for breaking the law, let's make sure we are holding everyone accountable equally for breaking the laws, which includes our elected officials and anyone in a position of leadership. They are supposed to be held to an even higher standard, actually, than the people who they are serving. So they're supposed to be leading by example. But you can't successfully lead people to live by a standard that you have continuously failed to live up to yourself. How does that even work? So get honest with yourself and ask yourself, do I have a double standard for who I hold accountable for violence or breaking the law, committing crimes, and who I don't? Do I justify violence when it comes from people or systems or elected officials that I respect and like? Do I ignore violence against people depending on their race, ethnicity, background, socioeconomic status, or religion? If you do these, if you have these double standards, what does that say about you? It's time to wake up and get real honest with yourself. Anti-racism is not a diet. It's a lifestyle.